Today we're going to talk about calibrating flex draper. We've got a 740 FD with a 680 combine, and we're going to walk through the calibration procedures. First of all, we're going to start with hitting our wrench book, and then we're going to have a whole bunch of selections. Right there it says header, but for all your calibrations are going to be under here. So with this, we're going to start out with our feeder house speed. Also, we're going to do reel position and the header. Now, when you do any of these calibrations, it's going to walk you right through what you need to push and when you need to push it. If it says to hold a button or continue holding a button, you just continue holding the button until it prompts you to do another function. This tells you when to recalibrate a certain function also. So we're going to put our engine at high idle. Our feeder house fully raised. And it will say that it will continue automatically. Tilt right. What this is doing is it's calibrating the pressures needed to tilt this size of a header versus a 30-foot. So like a lot of these calibrations, as you're doing a speed calibration, it takes a while for things to react, even though you're holding the switch. As it progresses, it gets faster. If it's been successful, it'll say completed procedure, or calibration complete. Next, we're going to go to the feeder house raise speed. That is a real important calibration to do if you're going from an 8-row corn head versus a 40-foot draper. Once again, it'll walk us right through. Once it's fully resting on the ground, we'll hit our continue. Now we're hitting our header raise switch, and it says continue holding, so we're just going to continue holding our switch. Now it's going to say lower, so we're going to lower. Like I said before, as it's calibrating speed, it's going to start out slow and get faster. Now the raise. Now the lower. Now our raise switch. Lower again, raise, lower, and it's complete, and it liked it. So we're going to hit our OK button. Now we're going to go do our header calibration. One thing to note, the only time you need to do the feeder house speed and tilt calibrations are when you're going from a smaller or a corn head or another head to the head you're currently running. If you're unhooking your header going from field to field, you do not need to do calibrations every time it is unhooked. So now we're going to select our header, hit our enter button. We're going to decrease our cutter bar because we're running a hydraulic Hydroflex head. Now over on the corner post, right here, it shows our cutter bar pressure. We're going to need to be below 1,100 to 1,000 pounds, so right around that range. To do that, over here on our side console, we got our header button. We're going to push our header symbol button one time, and over on the screen, it's going to show Hydroflex pressure. Just hold your, if it goes away, hit your button again, hold your minus down, and it'll drop pressure there and on your corner post. When it gets to the low point, it will automatically continue. Feeder house is on the ground. Now we're going to hit our raise switch. It says continue holding. Our AFX has been completed. Now we're going to move on to our auto AHC, auto header height calibration. Hit our next button. Calibration mode complete. It'll send us to the AHC tuning mode. So we're going to hit next. Press and hold our lower button. It's going to cycle the header up and down, tuning the sensors. Calibration complete. Hit our enter button. Now we want to test it to make sure everything is working. Hit our home. Raise our header up. One thing I want to point out, for your auto features to work correctly, we got to hit our header button, hit our auto button on the bottom, and we need this box checked, our auto box checked. If you want your auto reel speed to work, that box checked. If you want your auto reel positioning to work, that box checked. And if you want your contour master to work, you want that box checked. So just to have your auto header height working like it should, you want your up and down, your auto, and your tilt. The only time you'll run the float box being checked is if you're running a pickup header. So we got everything selected, hit our home button, and now we're going to check our header operation. Leave our separator off, turn our header on. We're going to hit our number 1 button. That's going to be our high point setting. We will turn our knob, our AHC knob. This will adjust our up and down of our high set point. A side note, we want to make sure it goes high enough to shut off our recording trigger with our mapping. With that set, we're going to hit our number 2 button. Our header's going to go down, and then we're going to look on our corner post, and that's going to show us our selection we have pushed. Right there's our green set point for Hydroflex pressure, which is right there. That indicator, the white indicator, is going to go to meet our pre-selected set point. To change our cutter bar pressure, we're going to turn our AHC knob. We can go up with it and bring our pressure up, or we can turn it down to bring it down. Just to sum up the confusion, the lower the pressure on our corner post display, the heavier the weight is going to be on the ground. The higher the pressure, the softer our cutter bar touch to the ground. So with that being set, we can hit number 3, and that will give us another set point. We can adjust that accordingly, just like 2. Once we have that set, we're going to angle our header to the right. What should happen is the header should tilt, and the feeder house and header should come off the ground on the one corner, and it should level itself back out. If you hit a button in the middle of running your header, it will shut off your auto height features. You're just going to want to hit your number 2 or number 3 button again, and it will continue doing what it should do. We tilt it to the left, and it should settle right back down.